Can we talk about whether or not Lilith was actually the first female, or she was just like a demon of the night that's stealing babies and raping men at night? I've had to do so much research about this topic, and it was honestly a little irritating that I couldn't find something that was just concrete and solid. From what I gather, Lilith mainly comes from Jewish folklore. You know, in Genesis, it says that God created male and female. And then in the very next chapter, it says that God created, Adam, and then put him to sleep, and then created Eve. So with that little, I guess you can, one of Lilith's origin stories, because she has multiple origin stories. So this one is actually the most popular one, where Lilith was the first wife of Adam, and God actually created them both from the ground. But Lilith had a problem with practicing dominance over Adam. She refused. There's some stories that say that it was like a more sexual things, where she didn't want to lay beneath Adam. And she got so mad because Adam disagreed, where she said the name of God, like his true name, and it caused her to sprout wings, and she flew off from the garden. Adam was still sad that his wife left. He prayed to God, so God sent out 3 angels to go retrieve her. They found her in a cave. Now in some literature will say they found her bearing children, but for me it's like, who was she bearing children from? Some texts also said that she is Samael's first wife, she was Cain's wife, she was Satan's wife, but regardless, somewhere she was bearing children, and she had refused to come back to the garden. So the angels told her that they would kill 100 of her children every day for her disobedience. And in her revenge, she goes around, this was actually a direct response. She said that she would rob children's life, and she would be responsible for a lot of the children's death. So it's like a lot of the stillborns' death, SIDS, would be attributed to Lilith. They also say that she had like the stipulation between male and females, like males up to 8 days can get Lilith's wrath, and then female children's are up to 20 days, and she would steal children at the night. The only way to stop her from taking your child, you would have to have an amulet on that, and I wanted to find out exactly where that story came from, and if it had any like Bible references, which the Bible does not say much about Lilith actually. And if you look into different versions, they won't even say her name. I know in the Amplified version, Isaiah 34:14, the creatures of the desert will encounter jackals, and the hairy goat will call to its kind. Indeed, Lilith, night demon, will settle there and find herself a place of rest. Now, when you read the King James version, it refers to Lilith as the screech owl. So not necessarily her by name, but if you look through a lot of different texts, like the alphabet of Ben Sirach, there's a story there where Ben Sarai was responding to King Nebuchadnezzar because he didn't want his child to die, and he wanted him to heal his son. So I guess this is where this story came from, even though this text was made around 700 AD and like 1000 AD. So of course this was way after, but this could have been folklore, to be honest. At this point he explains that while God created Adam, who was alone, he said it is not good for man to be alone, and that is in Genesis 2:18. He also created a woman from the earth, as he created Adam himself, and called her Lilith. Adam and Lilith immediately began to fight, and she said, I will not lie below. And he says, I will not lie beneath you, but only on top of you, for you are fit only to be at the bottom position, while I am to be the superior one. Lilith responded, "We are equal to each other in as much as we are both created from earth." But they would not listen to one another. When Lilith saw this, she pronounced the name of God and flew away in the air. Adam stood there in prayer for his creator, sovereign of the universe. He said, "The woman you gave me has run away." At once, the Holy One, blessed be He, sent these 3 angels to bring her back. I already just told you that story. Okay, yeah, whatever. So I read that pretty. So there are other, in ancient Mesopotamia, they refer to a sun god named Lamichu. Now she is an evil goddess plaguing women during childbirth and making them miscarry. She can also be referred to as a succubus.
She is the succubus from the bowels of hell.
Succubuses are these demonic humanoid beings that have sex with men while they're sleeping. She is also referred to the mother of demons. Now there is also a story of I read something about archons where they kind of insinuate that she may have been the snake that separated Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. And I find that to be really interesting. So apparently she's got jealous by Adam and Eve's relationship, and she decided to draw a wedge between them. So there is a lot of speculation as to whether or not if Lilith is actual Adam's first wife. I concluded from my research that they may, you know how other beings background stories changes over and over and over, and I guess this is just another one that has changed. There are many people call out to Lilith to be their guide. Now Lilith is most likely seen as a demoness instead of the first Eve. So I'm just, for me, honestly, I'm gonna go with Lilith is a demon and not necessarily the first Adam's first wife, because the other things don't really make any sense. Like she preys on helpless newborn infants and seduces unsuspecting men to use their wasted seed to spawn hordes of demon babies. Though her name only appears once in the Hebrew Bible, over centuries Lilith has been casted as Adam's rebellious first wife, the soulmate of Samael, the demon king, and more recently as a feminist icon. But who is the real Lilith? It seems to me, a lot of the times when they refer to Lilith, she is more it's more like a group of demons and not just one. Her as a demon goddess that often has wings and bird feet, and immediately I thought of the harpy, so it's all like kind of leaning towards succubus, kind of demoness, more like that.